There may exist a final boundary, in reality a precise point where existence itself completely breaks. Not a slow collapse or fading, but a limit where the rules that hold everything together stop working. This is not just the end of matter or space, but the failure of the system that allows anything to exist at all. Beyond this point, reality does not continue in any recognizable form, and everything we understand loses its meaning entirely. The universe is built on fundamental laws that create stability. Gravity binds large structures, electromagnetism holds atoms together, and quantum forces define the smallest scales. These forces are not just interactions, they are the foundation of existence. If they begin to fail, reality does not weaken gradually. It begins to lose coherence, as if the framework holding everything together is starting to crack from within itself. One possibility behind this breaking point is vacuum instability. The universe may exist in a metastable state, balanced at a higher energy level than its true ground state. If a transition occurs, the entire structure of reality could change instantly. This would not be a local event, but something that spreads across the universe, rewriting the rules that define existence itself. This transition would begin as a tiny region, a bubble where the laws of physics are different. Expanding at the speed of light, it would replace everything it touches. Inside it, the constants of nature would shift, forces would behave differently, and matter would no longer follow the rules that allow it to exist in stable forms across space. Atoms might not survive this change. The forces that bind electrons to nuclei could fail, causing matter to dissolve instantly. There would be no gradual breakdown, only an immediate loss of structure. Everything that once had form would disappear into something undefined, where familiar physics no longer applies and cannot be used to describe what remains. From an observer's perspective, this event would be impossible to detect before it happens. No signal travels faster than light, meaning there would be no warning. One moment, the universe appears completely normal. The next, the transition has already reached you. There is no time to react, no way to observe the change as it happens. Another possibility involves the breakdown of space-time itself. Space is not just empty distance, and time is not just a measure. Together they form a structure that allows events to exist. If this structure becomes unstable, distances could lose meaning, and positions would no longer be defined in any consistent way. Without space, objects cannot be separated. The concept of location disappears, and with it, the idea of structure. Everything would either collapse into an undefined state or lose all organization entirely. Reality would no longer have a shape, and nothing could be described as being anywhere at all. Time would fail alongside space. Without a stable framework, events cannot follow one another. Cause and effect would break down completely. There would be no sequence, no before or after. The universe would not evolve, because evolution requires time to move forward in a consistent way. Black holes hint at these limits. At their centers, known as singularities, space-time curvature becomes extreme, and our current understanding of physics no longer applies. These regions show that the laws of reality can reach points where they stop working, even if only locally. If such extreme conditions spread across the entire universe, the breaking point would no longer be isolated. Reality would lose stability everywhere at once. There would be no regions where the laws still function normally, and no part of the universe would remain unchanged. At the quantum level, fluctuations constantly occur. Normally, they are small and balanced, but if they become amplified, they could destabilize matter and energy at every scale. The universe would no longer behave predictably, and interactions would become chaotic and unstable. Particles themselves could lose stability. Without consistent forces, they might not interact in meaningful ways. The foundation of matter would disappear, leaving nothing that can form structure, no matter how small or simple it might be. Some theories suggest that this breaking point could lead to a new form of reality. A different set of laws might emerge, replacing the current universe with something entirely unfamiliar. However, there is no guarantee that anything stable would follow. Other theories suggest that nothing comes after. The breaking point may not lead to transformation, but to complete failure. Reality may simply stop functioning as a coherent system, leaving no structure, no interaction, and no continuation beyond that limit. The point where existence completely breaks is not just an ending, but the ultimate boundary of reality. It marks the limit where everything that defines existence fails. Beyond it, there is no structure, no laws, and no way to describe what remains. If anything remains at all,